this idea of your values and what you have to contribute, I think for sure you can create without that. But when you have that, you have this sense of peace and alignment in your life that you don't get without it. Because you know that you can create and design, but you are doing so without I'm obviously projecting my own thoughts here, but you're doing so without knowing how you're going to feel about it after the fact.
Yeah, I've got a friend that talks about values-based decision making. And before he makes any business decision, any acquisition, he runs it past his values. And so he was talking about this, and I thought, I don't know what my values are. And I don't mean that I don't have them or that they're not operating. They're always operating in the background. But it had been 30 years since I sat down and wrote out what are my values. So I spent a month, and every time I would think something that I valued, I'd write it down. And, and I'm not talking about like Benjamin Franklin, I aspire to charity and good works. It's like I'm talking about what are my real operating values. Like I value humor, and doesn't mean it's right or wrong, but I like funny. I like funny people. I like being funny. I value humor. I value money, and I value comfort. And I value comfort more than money, so I will always pay for a first-class ticket. Even though I value money, I value comfort more. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't mean these are right or wrong. It just finally I identified these are my operating values. And so now when I'm considering any project or any activity, I can see on paper how it aligns with my values. And it helps me avoid bad relationships. It helps me avoid bad projects.
Yeah, I think that's great. And we see a lot of, one of the things I love about my space is that I get to look at a ton of different business models and a ton of different entrepreneurs. And we see the financials behind them.
The rubber you can only fake it so far, and all of a sudden you're dealing with somebody like you and they go, okay, sorry, I need to look under the hood.
Yep. And it's interesting because needless to say, I don't get to share most of that stuff with anybody except inside the company. But it helps me to realign my own activities because I see people that operate in so many different ways, and some of them seem to be very aligned with who they are as a person, and you can tell that their company runs as they run. Right. And then I see others that are projecting one thing as an individual, as a human, and then their company is, again, not good or bad. Their company is doing something that clearly is making decisions that they wouldn't make in their own personal life. Right.